Here's our last view of Mindelo on São Vicente, Cape Verde Islands, receding in the distance. We're just about 24 hours after having left the Cape Verdes yesterday, and there's a German yacht out here on the same course as us, about 2 or 3 miles away, and we're neck and neck with them as regards speed. So we're just going to get some more sail up to see if we can beat them.
Lady Sunshine, Lady Sunshine, Lady Sunshine. Arctic smoke, Arctic smoke. Over.
This is Lady Sunshine. Over.
Lady Sunshine, Arctic smoke. Go channel 08. Over.
08.
Lady Sunshine, this is Arctic smoke. Over.
Hi, Arctic smoke. This is Lady Sunshine. I guess you're British?
Hi, that's right. Yes, we heard you calling earlier to try and raise the Frenchmen and your compatriots, but I don't think you got an answer. So we thought we'd just say hello. We're probably about 20 miles behind you, I think. Over.
And which boat do you have? Like, how fast do you go?
Okay, we're currently making about 5.5 knots. Over. We're overall, our length is 10 meters. Over.
Yeah, we have 11 meters 80, but we are quite comfortable on our way right now, I think, because we don't want to change the sails. So where do you head to?
We're heading for Fort de France in Martinique. Over.
We got Barbados, so we have like one and a half days more, I think, than we do. What day do you expect or plan on arriving?
Well, that's a very good question. We think we'll be lucky to be there by Christmas Eve. Over.
How many are you on your boat?
There's just 2 of us. Two men. Over.
And how does it work with the watch? Is it okay? Like, how do you do it?
We're using what's called a Swedish watch system, which is 6 hours on and 6 hours off during the night time, and 3 hours off and 3 hours on during the daytime. Over.
And when do you switch at night? At what time?
We switched at 8 o'clock. We start the 6 hours at 8 o'clock, so 8 until 2 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock until 8 o'clock the following morning. Over.
Oh, that sounds not too bad, too. Like, we have 3 people, so we do 3 hours shift, 12 and then 3 and 6. That's actually working quite fine for us.
Yes, I've done that before with 3 people. That's very civilized. Unfortunately, with 2 people, we can't do that. Over. Good. Well, I hope you have a good passage to Barbados, and enjoy your Christmas dinner when you get there. Over.
Yeah, you too. I hope you enjoyed not on the boat. Christmas dinner then. Okay, see you, eh? Have a safe trip soon. Bye.
Standing by on 16. Thank you. Bye. There we go.
the evening of day 5 of our passage to the Caribbean from Cape Verde, and we're proceeding just under Genoa. We had a fairly exciting night last night with the Genoa and the jib set, and it was actually a bit too lively, so we doused the jib this morning and we're making good speed under the Genoa, 5+ knots, and Nick is preparing dinner. She's turn today, and it's another chorizo hot pot, but this time with cabbage, and he's done it properly, unlike me. You're looking quite bronzed.
Really?
Well, your face is.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to do my best to keep out of the sun every day, because there's just tons of sun every day, and it's really, really hot sun.
Tell the folks back home who are freezing in the winter time, and they'll be delighted.
I'm sorry for them if they're freezing, but let me tell you, here it is hot.
Now, as the captain's steward is definitely absent without leave, the captain is having to mix his own afternoon cocktail. And here he is. And to be getting one of these, I must be the captain's guest.
You must be.
Planters punch, grog,
Atlantic punch.
Atlantic punch. It's delicioso. I'm so glad. It's just a job for a hot afternoon. But sitting here under this beating hot sun is just too much without the drink. Well, it's still 14th of December, and by now the wind has been blowing a bit stronger, around about 20 knots, say, for the ocean to take on something of the appearance you would expect of the Atlantic. So we'll see if we can give you an idea of what it's like. Here's the skipper. It is still quite warm out here, so meanwhile, we're going to bake some baguettes in the oven. Here we go, that's taken care of for 10 minutes. We're registering winds in the upper teens, occasionally lower 20s, which, when you add our speed to that, that means the real wind, as opposed to the apparent wind, is in the kind of upper regions of force 5, lower end of force 6. And certainly the sea today looks as if it's got a bit more swell on it than it did yesterday, and certainly a lot more foam being blown along. So I guess this is what you would expect, but we're bowling along very nicely under these conditions. So we're getting there, getting ever onwards towards destination. Though we're still not halfway there yet, about 1,200 miles still to go. And now the skipper's up from his first morning nap. Now we're both up. It's time to do something we decided during the night that we had to do today. We need to replace the self-steering gear Angus's lines, which you may be able to see here are getting very worn, which is not surprising after many days of round-the-clock service. The other one too. So we need to move these lines along a bit so that the bit going through the pulleys is fresh and new, which will probably last us for another week maybe. This is very important, because if this fails on us, we won't get much sleep if we have to steer by hand. So what we're going to do now is one of us is going to take over and steer by hand while the other fixes the lines. Well, it's still the 15th of December, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we just had to put more reefing in the Genoa because it's bloody windy. Wind speeds on the needle of
Now regularly over 20. We did have 26 a little while ago.
which means the real wind speed is around about 30. As we've got days and days of this to go on, the important thing is not to break anything. It's not like going on a Sunday afternoon sail and being over canvassed for a couple of hours to win a race. We really need...
Which, by the way, we've never done.
So we want to go as fast as we can to get there as soon as we can, but we don't want to break stuff. So it's pays to not put too much pressure on the sails.
So, if this wind does increase any further, we're going to have to seriously think about changing the jib for a storm jib.
Which is odd to be thinking of storm jibs, storm sails in such fine sunny weather. And because the wind's following us, it doesn't feel as strong as it really is. It's quite deceptive. It just feels like a stiff breeze. As you can probably tell from what it's doing to the seas. White streaks all over them. Tom is just going to record a personal message for Lionel, one of our fellow sailors from Chatham, who's out here just a couple of days ahead of us on his similar sized boat, his Contessa 32.
Lionel, this is quite enough for two of us, so getting these sorts of conditions on your own, mate. Good luck. I hope you're okay. I'm sure you are, and hope he is as well, and hope you get enough sleep, and hope nothing breaks on the boat. All the very best. Cheers.
Captain's log, sea date 16th of December, and the swells have continued to build overnight and get more confused. We think there's swell coming from 3 different directions, and it's just making the boat roll even more. It's making life very difficult, everyday life. It's getting harder and harder to prepare food or drinks. Even the gimbaled cooker doesn't seem to manage to keep water in its pans at times. It looks alright at the moment, but it's certainly very, very rocky.
I can vouch for that. Having just made a cup of tea for us both, only for it to be dumped all over my feet a second before I was about to hand it out.
Yeah.
Bloody.
Yeah.
That's about something.
And this is all in spite of tricks and techniques developed over the years to stop things from spilling, which just are no longer working. But the news is that we're now over halfway, just by a little bit. We've turned the chart over so it now no longer shows the CapeVerde Islands on the right, but it shows the Caribbean Islands on the left, and we can clearly see our route to them. that's psychologically quite a big deal. We're no longer on a voyage from the Cape Verdes, we're on a voyage to the Caribbean. All we have to do is keep the boat moving and keep ourselves fed, watered and slept for maybe a week or so. Certainly you can count it in days. This well, with the forecast that we've got, we don't think it's going to reduce over the whole of the passage, but we'll see. It's the swell from the north which causes us an occasional big upset every 5, 10, 15 minutes and sets the boat into wildly chaotic motion. And this northern swell is undoubtedly coming from some high winds in the northern Atlantic a few days ago. So in other words, it's British weather that's causing us all this problem. Well, this is dawn on the 18th of December, and it's been a pretty rough night. The wind got up at night 12 hours ago. We're not sure to what amount because our wind speed indicator doesn't seem to be registering above about the low 20s of knots. But certainly the wind was much stronger, and our steering was. Angus was having a lot of difficulty keeping the boat straight, and in fact failing to do so. So we reefed the Genoa, and it's been a very confused sea ever since. Because it was a dark night, it was not possible to see exactly what was going on, but now at dawn it's a bit clearer what's happening. Well, it's around midday, still on the 18th of December, and the mate has been woken from his slumbers by an almighty great crash and jerking, and this is the scene aft. Well, what do you expect? This is the middle of the Atlantic. Oh yeah. ...137 miles in the past 24 hours.
Yeah. And 137 miles nearer to our destination as well.
Look at the size of this thing. Just you hold on to that tiller boy and get straight ahead.
Day 13, Wednesday the 21st of December, and this remains the view from my bedroom stroke lounge window stroke door. We've had 48 hours of squalls, really, almost a continuous procession of them every hour or so, with lulls in between. We're currently in a period of not a squall, but not a lull. Sometimes it's flatter than this, sometimes it's a lot more hectic. And I think we're both getting pretty knackered, actually. Last night on watch, hoping that the squalls coming through was a bit nerve-wracking. Got a bit worried about whether it's going to get the sail reduced quick enough to avoid anything nasty happening. But yeah, we got through okay. But we will be very glad to get there and have a bit of a rest.
Good morning, viewers. It's 22nd of December, just after dawn, or about an hour after dawn, and we've got now just 230 miles to run to complete our 2,100 mile passage. So we're really getting the feeling of being nearly there. The last 2 nights have been long nights of winds 25 to 30 knots and swells that have been quite boisterous, not to mention damned annoying. This is the guard that we need now for the night watches, full waterproofs and fully strapped on, because we've been taking waves into the cockpit that are sometimes big enough to move you. I got about 5 of them last night, and we've had to change the size of our genoa, which is the easy one to change, the one on the left, umpteen times during the night. The one on the right at the station, well, that's a fixed size, and there's been no question of anybody going on the foredeck to change it for a smaller one. So here we are. We've got today and tomorrow to go before we really get into the Caribbean islands. So about 48 hours, and by then we should be tucking in behind our destination island of Martinique.
Morning, everyone. It's the 24th of December, Christmas Eve, and you can see Martinique behind me. We're about 5 miles off the coast, and we're very pleased to be here, and we think we've done pretty well. By the time we get in, which will be around about lunchtime, we will have done the whole crossing in just under 16 days. That's 2,100 odd miles. That gives us an average run rate per day of about 130 miles and an average speed of just under 5.5 knots. And for a little boat like Arctic Smoke, that's pretty damn good. Quite pleased with that.
The wind that's blowing at the moment is what the locals call the Christmas winds, where the normal trade winds get up to be a bit stronger around this time of the year. For Tom and me, it's very odd to see this much wind and waves after the huge mountains of water that we've had in similar winds out on the ocean. Captain Fisher or whatever your name is, I want to complain because in the brochure it said that there will be iced drinks available, and I know the sun awning has just gone up. It's been a long time coming. It's been 2 months. Now where's the iced drinks?
Mr. Bursell, I don't know what you're complaining about, sir. I have mine here.
Oh, where's mine?
Oh, look. There it is, over there.
You cheat. Is this proper ice? Oh, it is ice, isn't it? It's proper ice cubes. Well, how about that? Proper Caribbean ice cubes.
Indeed.
Cheers.
Cheers.